Hey guys, Dislitter Magic here, and I had to make a video about this because I'm just curious about what everybody thinks once again. You know this is going to be a controversial topic when, well, I don't have a strong opinion on it one way or another. That's right, I'm actually on the fence about this. If you have like 6 people or 8 people at your typical Friday Night Magic, this may or may not apply to you. It kind of does. If you've got like 50, this also might not apply to you because that's an awful lot of people. And I assume this isn't a problem at like large tournaments, but I have no idea. What do you guys think about walking around and looking at other people's decks, like during play, during the round? It obviously gives you an advantage because let's say I do it this Friday, or well, probably the next Friday, like give people 1 week to build a Kaladesh deck. So round 1, I win, I lose, whatever happens, and then I walk around and just observe every single game for a couple seconds. You know, just look at the board state and see what colors and what deck types people are playing, the best that I can judge. Now, the motivation to do this is obviously because then you'd have a big advantage. Now, it's not like you can say, oh cool, I'm going to rebuild my deck and put in more creature kill because everybody's playing creatures. No, obviously you're not allowed to change your deck in between rounds. If there's only 8 or 9 people other than me, though, it's pretty easy to remember what other people were playing. You just think, okay, those were the colors, and this is what he had on the field. So bare minimum, he has that. And based on the spells in his graveyard that I saw, what he was playing when I looked over, and, you know, the creatures he had out, this is probably the overall theme of his deck. So when it comes to decision making, like do I chump block, do I not, do I, push the attack, do I drop out my fastest, most aggressive creatures first, or do I play control, or, set up boost first and then swing? Those types of things depend heavily on what type of deck your opponent's playing, and if you go around sort of memorizing but not really the decks, you're going to have an advantage. So to some people, it's kind of like cheating. I guarantee if every single week you finish round 1 and then walk around and look at every single game, people aren't going to like it and somebody might say something about it. Now, on the flip side, the argument is just as valid because, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, you're giving yourself an unnatural advantage. Well, you're not all going to go play in some, private, clothes-changing booth from Walmart. It's public knowledge. You're sitting probably a foot next to the person next to you if you're playing at, 4 to 6 to 8 person tables. Everybody who's sitting near you, you're going to see their game as it's happening. So if you get up and walk around, you're going to see it too. It's like public information at that point. It's out in the open. It's not supposed to be private, and you're not going out, well, you are going out of your way to spy on them, but you're not really spying on them. You're not setting up hidden cameras to watch their deck. I mean, if you start flying a drone over Friday Night Magic and people are like, what's going on? Oh, just taking a look at all the decks with my $1,000 camera drone. Just brought my $2,000 PC, my VR glasses, and just taking a little 3D tour of the Friday Night Magic deck scene. That might be going a little far. But as far as, just making it once around, looking at what people are playing, I mean, usually people don't have a big deal, with somebody doing that once. Maybe they're on their way to the bathroom. Maybe they're on the way to the front of the store. Who knows? Maybe they're just really curious what other people are playing. That's cool. I mean, it makes sense. I bet if you make a pattern out of it, people are going to start not liking you, though. I don't like people watching my games, early in the tournament at least. I know that people at my old local gaming store, yeah, that one, they would always send somebody over from their group to watch my game, just for a couple seconds, see what I'm playing, and then report it back to all of them. They would do it every single week. What was it going to do? Flip cards upside down? Scoop? Tell them to stop looking at the game that's out in the open in the middle of the gameplay area? I mean, they're being dicks, but as far as I know, it's not against any particular rule. So then, okay, let's everybody do it. Everybody walk around and look at everybody's deck. Well, what if you're the last one to finish? Big disadvantage there. And here's where it gets even more annoying. So I lean towards, hey, it's all public information. If somebody wants to look at what people are playing, then whatever. It's out there. It is what it is. Once you've shown it to one person, you've showed it to everybody. I lean towards that, but technically, as far as I know, it's not against the actual rules to take out your cell phone and take a picture of the board state in somebody else's game as long as you're not distracting them or giving them any kind of tips. It also isn't against the rules to walk up behind one person as they're playing and just write down everything in their hand, everything on the board, all their colors, write down their name, start making a full deck list basically, then walk over to their opponent, do the exact same thing. You don't say anything, you're walking around, you're not being distracting, you're not interrupting the game, but you are taking extensive notes on what everybody's playing. I would rip the notebook out of their hand and burn it. That is being so dickish, but what's the difference between that and just trying to do it mentally, trying to memorize what people are playing color-wise and permanent-wise, just mentally? Where do you draw the line with basically walking around looking at other people's decks? Like I said, I very, very, very slightly lean towards, it's out there. Whatever. People are going to talk. Somebody's going to tell their friends what they just won or lost against. People are going to say, hey, Des is running this deck, that deck. Whatever. I mean, there's not some big hush hush, everybody sit down till the end of the round, nobody share the information, it's all secret kind of thing going on, because that's just stupid. But I definitely had a problem with people walking over from the little group of pretend pros who thought they were just the greatest people ever, walking over, looking at it, and reporting it back every single week consistently, over and over and over, trying to give themselves an advantage because they really didn't like losing to my rogue decks. And then, like I said, flying a drone over the match, taking notes, I'd have a problem with that too. Seems kind of hypocritical and like a double standard that I'm on like both sides of the field, but that's why I'm asking you guys, what do you think about it? Should it be disallowed? Should it be discouraged? Is it okay if people do it occasionally? Do you just have a problem if they make a pattern out of it? Oh, here's one. Do you do that? Do you walk around and look at what people are playing? I should say that I personally do not do that. I know it will give me a slight advantage, and I mean, I already feel like I'm one of the better players there. I don't need a bigger advantage. I mean, come on. I prefer to let the gameplay mistakes, or lack thereof, and the design of the deck, the quality of the design of the deck and how well it's designed, let that do the speaking as far as, winning or losing. I don't need all this, oh yeah, I spied on him and this information, and I wrote this down, and all this spy versus spy intel collecting crap. It kind of makes it feel unfair, so I purposely do not do it. I do not get up and look at other people's games unless like my friend's there and I'm wondering how they're doing. Or if I'm bored out of my mind because none of my friends are there and I just want to watch a match. So let me know what you think about it, and if anybody's ever gotten in trouble for it at your local gaming store, if you like formed specific rules about it or what. And I'll see you guys next video.